Ezekiel 43 verse 12, there's a verse here which I think is the key to understanding these 9 chapters of description of God's temple. It says, "This is the law of the house." In other words, what you're reading here was given by Ezekiel to the Jewish captives in Babylon, and he's saying, this is the commandment. This is not so much prophecy, not so much description of a future situation that shall be, but rather a set of commands. This is what you shall do. This is the law of the house. And yet most of the Jews who were in Babylon, and there were a huge number of them, historically it's recorded, most of them, when they were invited after 70 years to return to the land and rebuild Jerusalem and build this temple, said, no, we prefer the soft life here in Babylon. And so all this very detailed possible future was disallowed by them, was precluded by them wanting to stay in the soft life. And the few who did return, returned motivated by wanting a better life for themselves, to carve out a bit of farmland and to build a nice fancy house for themselves. No, not to obey these commandments. And it's all about what they could have done. For example, Ezekiel himself is told, you, Ezekiel, shall give to the priests, the sons of Zadok, a young bull for the sin offering. And you, Ezekiel was a priest, remember, you shall take of its blood and you shall do this and that with it. This was all what could have happened. And Ezekiel could have returned with the exiles and done this. But he doesn't. And it doesn't happen. Because they didn't have that vision. They wasted all this possible future. And of course you ask, well, why have we got 9 chapters of very detailed commandment about what they were to do in this new temple that was to be built in Jerusalem by them, when it didn't come true? Why? Well, the lesson is, this is how detailed is God's way of working. God has worked out in great detail all kinds of possible futures for you and me. But we have got to fulfill them. And to turn away from the program, to jump off the train, is to just waste so much that God has set up for you. So let's not be like that. Let's learn from all this and say to God frankly and openly and on our knees, I am here, and show me your way. And I will try with all my heart and soul to do it. And as you try, more futures open up and life becomes an upward spiral.